Okay, I'm going to be reading the chapter summary for Chapter 3 in SQL. Chapter 3 explains data types in SQL. It shows how to use different types like text, numbers, dates, and how to convert data from one type to another. So for exercise 1, truck mileage to the 10th of a mile, max 999 miles per day. Use numeric as got 5,1. 5 total digits, 1 digit after decimal. So then there's an example of values and it's 123.4. And then if we go to the pgAdmin, you'll see that it shows the driver ID, the trip date, and the miles driven. Handing it over to exercise 2 to Kavita.
No problem. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to share it just now. My screen is just loading. Okay. Right. So for chapter 2, what happens is you've got something called data types for driver names. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. So hopefully you can see my screen now. So in chapter 2, so appropriate data type, the best data type for both first and last name columns, it will be variable length characters since names vary in length and don't need a fixed character limit. This avoids wasting storage space compared to a fixed length character type. So obviously we're dealing with variable data types. Those that's what we're dealing with here. So varchar is gonna be the thing that we're gonna be making use of. So obviously sorting filtering, so we can easily sort it out by last name, only finding all drives the same as Smith without complex text manipulation. Query flexibility, you can search for all drives named John across different last names or vice versa with simple where causes. Formatting output, you can display names in any format you need, such as the first name. Data consistency, separating names due to the risk of inconsistent formatting, such as some entries being John Smith and others Smith John, same column. So pattern matching, using like I like becomes far more efficient and accurate when targeting a specific part of a name. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're pretty much gonna be using IDs here. We're pretty much gonna be IDing here, like that's pretty much what we're gonna be making use of. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing. So what I'll do is I'll do my select in order by ID. So driver ID, first name, last name as driver name, then log date, miles driven, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. Come on. Okay. Right. So I'm just waiting for my query to complete. So I got driver ID, first name, last name is driver name, log date, miles driven, drivers, mileage log, one driver, then order by log date, then last name. So that's pretty much what I'm dealing with here. So the pretty much the purpose of this is to have a database that has different data strings or variable length character. So that's the amount of words in a data stream. Sorting and filtering, query and flexibility. formatting output, then pattern matching, and then yeah, and then what we're dealing with here is we got something called create table, and in order for us to create the table, like delivery routes, so on and so forth, we're going to be using the store name varchar with 100, and the value must be null if you want to create it. Varchar, and then delivery route, store name, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. Then create table drivers. So create table drivers like driver ID, serial, primary key, first name, varchar. As you can see, 50 characters, variable length characters. So the characters must go up to like 50. Last name, same thing, 50 characters. Hire date, then is active, then the boolean not null defaults true. So boolean is pretty much a true or false value. So our value is going to be a default of true. So it's just loading now. So as you can see here, we got driver ID 23121. Then we got Uthandiwe Dlamini Lungelo. Then Sipho Nkosi, Thandiwe Dlamini, then Sipho Nkosi. So as you can see here, we got the miles driven numeric. So 4 to 1. So 71.099, 999.9, 102.2, 0 dot 1, then 88 dot 5. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with here, right? That's pretty much what we're dealing with. So yeah, I mean, so you got to select driver, first name, log date, then miles driven, last name as driver name, then from driver's D, then join mileage log, M on M driver ID equals D driver ID, then order by M log dates, comma D last name. Then yeah, that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Select DDMM log dates, miles driven, first name, driver ID, operand, yeah, operand, that last name as driver name, from driver's D, join mileage log, on M driver ID equals D driver ID, order by M log date, comma D last name. Then Thandiwe Dlamini Lungelo, Sipho Nkosi, Thandiwe Dlamini, Sipho Nkosi, log date 2024 06. What was that? Driver ID integer, log date, and then miles driven numeric 909, 902. So these are miles driven, 75, 999.9, 902.3, 2.188.5. So that's pretty much what I need to go for like my exercise 2. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. On to you. Anything you want to ask, or that was straightforward? Well, I'll tell you that as straightforward, right? Okay.
So, exercise
Yeah.
Let's assume you have a text column that is formatted as dates. One of the strings is written for 2 \2017. What will happen when you try to convert that string to the timestamp date type? So, as you can see, we did a command. So when we say copy here, when we put that command in, so the command is select cast in brackets Go to backslashes 2017 as the timestamp. When you click on execute, what we should get is an error saying that invalid input syntax for timestamp. Reason being is that we don't have a value in between those two backslashes, so that's why we are gonna get uh, wrong date. Or if we put value within those brackets, okay, um, we'll still give it error. But yeah, as long for that question, as long as we have that format, we'll give an error. Oh, Carlo, thing is, I switched off stream because my laptop was slowing down.
It's fine. Don't worry, man. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Cool. I'm done.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Take care. Thank you. Bless. Thank you. Take care. You're blessed. You're blessed. Thank you.
Yeah. What time? You can put it so you guys around till 3. Go after